I got a craft, I got a craft, I got a craft, hey, 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 hey. So today we're going to use these bulbs from Target. There's 8 for $1. They're a little bit bigger ones, and then I have some teeny tiny ones. There's 16 of those for $1. You can get them in the dollar section at Target. And then I had this pack, which is 25 bulbs for $3. That part was in the very back with all the Christmas trees and stuff. Got some garland in the dollar section. And we're going to fill this styrofoam cone with these bulbs. What I do is I push in, and you can see my daughter there wanting to help and check out all the bulbs. I push in, make sure I have it where I want it. Take it back out and put hot glue at the top, just around the edge. And then I stick it back into the hole I had made for it. Take off all those tops that you put the hangers on. You don't need those. You just need to go straight into the styrofoam. And each time I would press it in, and then I would pull it back out, put some hot glue around the edge, and then I'd stick it back in to the hole that I had previously made. And this basically just helps because if you put the hot glue straight onto the styrofoam, it has a tendency to melt the styrofoam a little bit. You'll see my daughter pop in and out throughout the video. She was really liking all the shiny and glittery bulbs. So you're going to go ahead and do that all the way around, and I used a variety of sizes just because I thought it'd give it a little bit of depth. I ended up doing 2, and I'll show you them both in the end. I did like the second one a little bit better, and I mainly focused only the bigger bulbs down below rather than having the variety of sizes all throughout. I think it turned out a little bit better, but they both look really cool. So you get the idea. You push the bulb in, you pull it back out, you put hot glue around the top, and you push it back in. And you do that all the way up. So here we go. So when I got to the top is when I started to pull out the garland, and what I did is it had a little bit of a wire in it, and so I poked that into the very top and I wrapped the garland all around the exposed styrofoam cone. I hot glued it so it would stay in place. I went down the whole tree and I just weaved in between and around all the bulbs that were in there. If there was a place where I had a little bit of cone showing more so than a bulb, like an empty spot, then what I would do is I'd push a good amount of the garland in there and I'd put a little bit of hot glue in and make it so that it was more of just the garland, so none of that cone showed through. But it worked really well just weaving around, and your ornaments are mainly tight enough that it just holds the garland in place, and you don't have to use a lot of hot glue for this part unless you want to. To finish it off, I had gotten this box of 15 star ornaments for $3, and I thought, oh, I will just take the little part that hooks on off, and then I will put it on upside down, not thinking that that meant the star itself would be upside down. But if you put it off just a little bit, it more so looked like it was tilted a little bit, so it still ended up looking really cute. So now let me show you the 2 that I did and give you a few tips of what I would have done a little bit differently and what I like. Alright, so I ended up doing 2, and I gotta say, I love them both, but I definitely love this one a little bit more. What I did is I focused the bigger bulbs on the bottom, and as I went up, I only used the teeny tiny bulbs a little bit at the top. But I did go a little bit above the cone, and I put some of them coming into the top of the cone, and then I just put this into a couple of the actual bulbs rather than the cone itself. So that would be my tip if you give it a try. And I just did the same thing with this, where I just weaved the tinsel in between, or the garland in between all the bulbs. those would be my tips. I love how they turned out. I hope you guys like them. I hope you guys give them a try. I think it would look absolutely amazing with red and green or gold and silver instead of all the colors, but I love it. I hope you guys do too. Bye guys!